pulled the grill off, which is the next step, and then the full radiator support. So it's basically the section that surrounds the headlights and gives it structure on the front end. Behind there, you have your radiator, your AC condenser, transmission cooler, all that. Besides the trans cooler has to be pulled off and set aside. That sounded good.
Don't worry about that. That was nothing.
Do we need it?
We'll figure that out later.
What was it? Did it really just f***ing break?
Yeah, bro.
Damn it. I don't even want to do it. It sucks. We're gonna get the cherry picker and remove the engine. So I'm really excited to see that. I want to get the engine completely pulled out and see what we're working with.
No.
We still have to pull the engine off. We have to pull engine, transmission, and transfer case. We're gonna take it all out as one unit, disconnect the shift linkage, and make sure every connection that's attached to the engine or any of those parts that goes onto the body is completely removed so we have no issues. We can pull it out, set it here, and see exactly what we're working with.
Matt, grab me a bolt that'll fit through there, please. I'm lifting the engine up so I can get the lifting strap under the motor mounts.
Is that the right size bolt or you want a smaller one?
Do you have a little bit shorter one?
Again, check. Biggest thing when removing an engine for anyone that wants to try this at home is to really make sure that everything that you need to do in the engine bay is done before you attempt to remove the engine. Another thing that helps is to have everything ready when you're pulling this out. So we had a cherry picker, we had the straps, plus we had the manpower here. We had 2 people, plus a jack underneath. So getting everything out as one unit, if that's what you're gonna do, it really helps with good communication and a couple people to do it. And just have all your T's crossed and your I's dotted. Make sure everything is done the right way and you won't have any issues, knock on wood, hopefully.
You got around it?
Nah, the back is kind of...
I can lift up a little bit higher.
Don't... give me a second. Do I have any more room?
Okay, so... get around that first.
Do you want the bolts out? Because the bolt's pushing back.
Not yet. There we go, around that. Then you get to that side. A major thing about removing the engine is you gotta have a good strapping point for your engine. So when you're tipping the engine, it doesn't slide off. A good bolt location, we strapped around the manifold so it's held in place nicely.
We're pulling the strap up top.
What are we stuck on? Oh, we're stuck on that motor mount plate right there.
Yeah.
Maybe pull this out real quick. Do I have enough gap room to get around it?
Find a hole. Kind of a big issue. That's why I have 3 XYs. Right, Brennan?
Yep. Or maybe because I keep taking your clothes.
You can have them.
Okay, going down.
Good?
Yep, watch your fingers.
Okay, it's in. 3.6 liter.
Yeah.
Fully swapped. Okay.
Let's lift it up. Let's take all the trans cross member bolts out first, and then we can lift it up. So Matt and I got all the wiring and all the engine mounts all disconnected in the engine bay. Then we had to go to under the car to remove the transmission shifter linkages, the wiring, and then remove the trans cross member, because you can't pull the whole engine out with the trans cross member in place, because it'll get in the way, it'll catch on things.
That's different from a JK. The JK does it all here.
I know.
So one of the main differences that we ran into versus the JK and the JL Wrangler was the way that the transmission crossmember is run on the JL Wrangler. Now I've got a JK and we've ripped the crossmember off and replaced it for a long arm. I'm used to 4 bolts. There's 2 bolts on either side that go straight through. On the JL, you have 2 bolts on the driver's side, and then on the passenger side, there's 3 bolts that come in from the outside of the frame rail. So you have a flat piece and then it comes through the frame rail like that to kind of wedge it together and get everything pinched in. This is different on the JK. So when I first saw that, it kind of threw me for a little bit of a loop. There's a few differences, including the fact that the JL has an all aluminum cross member. It's made out of about 1/4-inch aluminum too, so way different than the JK. The JK is box steel that has some reinforced gussets inside there, but some mild differences considering that the transmission still mounts in the same way with the 3-post that goes to a rubber isolator. The only issue as I had is you have to remove your gas tank to get these off.
Yeah. I mean, you could bend that tab out of the way.
Yeah, all this stuff has to come out as one piece, basically. This should come out. This will swing down a little bit with the jack underneath.
Well, this will fall out.
Well, that'll, yeah, obviously that comes out. What just dripped out of there?
Probably water.
Out of here?
Or fuel.
Is it fuel in? No, it just came out of here.
Oh, that's the coolant coming down from there. Okay, so this can go.
I just hung that there so it wouldn't drag when it was under.
Okay. Go grab the jack, Matt. I'll get the thing lowered back down. One big thing about lifting an engine up is having a second person there to help you, because there's a big mass of material there, and it's a lot to move by yourself. So you have one person like on the transmission, one person on the engine hoist, and you have good communication where we're working together to get the transmission and the engine angled right to slide it out of the engine bay. I'm lifted up on pressure wise so you can start jacking up on the trans.
Okay.
Oh, too much.
I know, I gotta get finagle it under here.
I mean, I think you f***ed yourself there, buddy. Almost there. There you go, keep going. One more, more. Keep going, almost there. Almost there.
Gotta watch them.
There we go. Okay, we're loose. Get your bolt. Don't pull yours out yet. Just wait, let me get this. Okay, good to go.
Ready?
Yep.
Watch, it's gonna be heavy.
Yeah, I think you gotta pull your side down first.
Keep rocking it like that.
There we go.
Wow, it's not that heavy.
Okay. Lower your down just a little bit. Good, stop. Okay, let's go forward. You stay there.
Yeah, I'll stay under here.
So the point of the jack is, once we get the cross member out, there's nothing holding it. So Matt's under there, he can't use his arms. So we use the jack to lower it down, and it also helps roll the engine out because we can't fully tip the engine or it'll catch on the bottom of the cross member. So he keeps it at a certain angle so I can pull it straight out, and then we can lift it up and pull it out of the engine bay.
Are we clear?
Almost clear. Okay, going forward.
Okay.
Chain.
Was that factory?
What?
The chain?
Yeah. Limited option.
Oh.
Okay, going forward.
All right. Slow down. Wait, stop.
I'm stuck on something, I think.
I'm gonna lower it down a little bit.
Okay, good for now.
Yeah, it was hitting the trans tunnel.
Okay, going out a little bit.
Okay. Whoa.
I'm stuck on the motor mount. I gotta go up a little bit.
All right, yeah, this almost slid off the transfer case too. I gotta lower it down.
Okay, lower down. I'm going forward a little bit.
Slow.
Okay, I gotta go up a little bit.
Hang on.
What's wrong?
I'm not happy with the way it's sitting on the transfer case.
It's fine there.
So what I'm seeing underneath is the transfer case about to fall off from the little tiny jack stand that's a low profile and smash on the ground and potentially damage it. So I'm thinking about that while he's trying to make sure it doesn't hit any of the frame on the outside. From where my point of view was versus his was completely different. And that's one big thing when you're doing this. Having someone down below to watch what's going on is a lot different than what you're seeing up top. So from down below, I can see everything as it's moving out, and he can only see it as it's coming towards him. So it's basically really good to have two angles while you're doing it.
I pretty much got most of the weight right now. You're just supporting it for me to slide, make it easier.
There, it just slid some more, dude.
Yep, I
I'm
heard it.
really not liking it. Stop, don't move it.
What? You're fine, just keep pushing forward.
I know, but the transfer case is about to fall off the jack.
It'll be fine. Once we get to a point, you're gonna have to let it go. So just push forward.
That's gonna fall, dude.
Keep pushing forward. I'm stuck on something. Okay, push, Matt.
It's about to come off, dude.
Wait, I'm stuck on something. Wiring's clear. What am I stuck on? Oh,
What's wrong?
Push your trans toward the passenger side a little bit. There you go, keep going, a little more. A little more, a little more. There you go.
This is about to come off here. I really don't like it.
You can lift it back up if you want, just push it over. I gotta get off the heat shield. There you go. Okay, going up. Going up. Pulling forward.
Hang on.
What? No. What?
Okay, go ahead.
Forward, 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 forward.
Let me see if I can readjust this, try and lower this transfer case a little bit. See what happens. All right, don't move it.
Not moving it. Yep, jack up more for me. Jack up, jack up, jack up, jack up. We're gonna have to, that's gonna be fun trying to, fish this transfer case through.
It'll go.
Yeah.
Let me go up as high. I gotta go up higher.
Yep.
See the fuel lines there?
Yep.
Right behind this mount.
Yep, they're not gonna grab anything, so.
Yeah, they're gonna catch the back here. Let's see.
See, they're plastic, they'll just move around it.
Okay, yeah, just push, just move them. Okay,
Okay, pull them forward a little bit.
okay. All right, you gotta, I think you're on the,
I'm on the trans pan.
do you have
Block of wood.
yeah.
I do not.
Or can you go up higher on the crane?
I can probably go up higher on the crane.
Try to go up higher on the crane. Okay, don't let that trans pan hit that too hard.
I'm not.
Go over, yeah, okay.
There we go, we're getting somewhere.
Fuel line. It's gotta go around the other edge.
Yep.
All right, you're free. You're on it. It's all you.
You and me are gonna have to do some lifting, probably.
All right. Did you get the transmission cross member bolt out?
Yeah.
Where'd you put it?
It's over here.
Here, let me see it. I got this side. Right in that bag.
So I'm gonna hop in there and pull up on it a little bit to balance it out.
Okay. Just step on the engine mount there.
Okay, go.
Good? Okay, we'll stop there for a sec.
Yep.
You want me to go higher on this? Can it go
No,
higher?
no, don't go higher.
Okay. We all clear back on all the sides?
Oh yeah, dude, we're
The only thing you gotta clear is this
Okay,
little...
go.
Ready?
Okay, pull.
Watch that line right there.
Okay, it's all yours. Start lowering it slowly. Because it does go down quick.
Both those straps looking good?
Oh yeah. You're not a little faster. Perfect.
All right, what do we want to set this on?
We're just gonna lay it on the ground first, and then we can figure out from there. We'll get a dolly cart under it. You know what I mean? Skateboards.
So we want to lay the trans pan on the ground, dude?
Yeah, it's fine. The engine pan? The trans pan's fine. It's flat.
So after we had pulled the engine and transmission and transfer case assembly out of the Jeep, it was a pretty monumental move for us. This Jeep hasn't been running in a couple months because the engine was completely hydro-locked. So seeing it out there in the open with everything, it was very satisfying to know, hey, we're gonna get this thing off here and start bolting up a new engine. Now, in order to do that, you do have to remove a lot of connections that are connected through the engine and the transmission. So there's connections that go intertwined with the two. They include heater core hoses, fuel lines, a lot of wiring connections, a bunch of other things that you have to pull off before you can disconnect the transmission from the engine. That's before you can even touch a ratchet or a nut and a bolt. You've got to make sure all those separate connections are completely removed, or else they're just going to catch and hang up just like when you pull an engine out of the Jeep. Gotta make sure everything's apart before you can split them into 2 pieces. Hey, hey, Pony Breath. Don't drop him like that. I hate when you do that. Sometimes he thinks he works for NASCAR. Come on, don't do it. Brennan, this is when gets lost. And then it's like, how'd it get lost? I don't know. I don't know how that could happen.
Started out, starter bolts.
Okay. Okay. You're not gonna work with me?
Just like if you had to do this in a car. Look at Matt over there struggling with a freaking starter. I love you, Matt. Cherish the love we have. Did you get out? Woo! Winner, winner, chicken dinner. Let me have that bolt. So I had to get the transmission off, and it has a torque converter on it. So we had to slide the transmission off with the torque converter on that's still in the engine. It took some time to unbolt the torque converter by itself, because it's really tough, because on every transmission, it has a little window so you can get the torque converter bolts out, and now you can't rotate it. So we had to use the transmission torque converter, and there's a wiring harness on the engine that's part of the transmission that you have to use for the Hemi. There was a couple little pieces that we had to use, but then the kit actually supplies a lot more.
Pick it
I'm
up.
trying.
No, pick the engine
Go.
up. It's not gonna go. Can the skateboard handle it? Find out today.
Okay, I jacked the engine up a little. I put the transmission under a skateboard, unbolted that, slid that out of the way, so it makes it easier than lifting the transmission out of the way. Then I got the torque converter all unbolted, since it doesn't twist now because the engine's all locked up. You just take the time, a little wrench, get all the bolts off, and then we can use those parts for later. Okay, we gotta rotate this engine.
What do you mean?
Well, I gotta get the bell housing bolts off.
I mean, I guess. You can just start puking right now? Oh, dude.
Oh God, oh God. Stay.
It's funny because you like pulled it down.
What I forgot to do is when we're pulling the engine out, finally got it out, and we spilled coolant all over the place. It was a slippery mess we had to clean up. Remember, always cap all the fittings so you don't have a mess. Ooh.
What?
Hold the engine. Ready?
Is it completely locked?
It's seized. Okay, so we're gonna have to do it the old-fashioned way.
Was the transfer case still in neutral?
No, it's not even connected, dude. Okay, we're just gonna slide it off. Okay. And transmission fluid's gonna leak everywhere? Hopefully not.
Wait, stop.
What?
That's holding it up. Oh, God.
Don't leak.
Don't hey, you, don't do it. Cleaning out the engine bay on this Jeep not only was to get all the dirt and debris out, this thing's been in a swamp, it's been out off-road, real nasty. Now, not only was it a technical kind of something you can check off a list, but to us it was also very kind of an emotional thing. This was giving it a clean slate to this Jeep. This Jeep's been kind of down and out for a little bit of time now and has a lot of things that are attached to it that don't really revolve around an engine swap or anything mechanical. There's a lot of personal things wrapped up in this Jeep, so cleaning this out, giving it a fresh slate and a new engine, I think is gonna help a lot of people here too, so that was pretty neat to be able to do that and give us all the chance to see that this Jeep is getting a new life and we're gonna make something positive out of a really negative event. The Jeep's all cleaned up and prepared for its brand new heart transplant. This thing's gonna have a Hemi in it sooner than you guys are gonna be able to imagine. I can't wait for that to happen. Let's get this thing pulled in and we're gonna start with this Hemi swap.
Figure out the transmission lines, all that stuff, and try to get the thing ready to put it back in the Jeep.
Basically, I want to drill the transmission. There's an adapter plate that actually gets bolted on there. So we've got to drill a couple holes in the transmission, mount that all up. We got to get a couple things off of the engine too. The engine's going to be another project because we're not going to just put it in the way it sits. It's a 2018 engine, but it was in a scrapyard, so it's got a little bit of dirt and grime onto it.